Okay, welcome back to another YouTube video. I did not get the call. I'm not on a trip yet. I actually am on call right now, but let's just hope we can get through this video without getting called in. So obviously doing a Q&A. If you're new to the channel, my name is JOEYM. I'm an airline pilot out of Tampa. I fly the Airbus 320, 321, and I do a lot of vlogging content and some fitness content, but I haven't done a Q&A on here yet. So I just wanted to let you guys get to know me a little more and then obviously provide some value, hopefully, with my answers to these questions. I did a poll on my Instagram at JOEYM, and I got like hundreds and hundreds of questions. So I picked out the best ones, or the ones that were repeated the most, or the ones that I kind of just wanted to answer that I think could provide the most value. Let's get into it. First one. How old? How old am I? I'm 29. 30 is gonna hurt. But honestly, it's just a number. I feel the best I've ever felt. I'm training the hardest I've ever trained. I'm the fastest I've ever been, pretty much the strongest I've ever been. I feel the best that I've ever felt. So age is just a number. I'm talking like I'm 50, 60 years old. But yeah, as you get to 30, some people start falling off around 30. You get comfortable in your job and you just don't really run anymore. You don't really train, you don't really work out as hard. But if you know from my content, I'm all about fitness and health and just being healthy in general. So yeah, 29 years old. All right, next question. I'm an endurance runner. Tips for maintaining endurance, but also being able to bulk. Bulking is all about being a caloric surplus. So you need to be eating more calories than you're burning. And maintaining endurance, you just need to continually do endurance work. Like for example, I run and lift almost every single day, 6 days a week. I run in the morning, I lift later. If you want to bulk, you want to put on muscle while you're also running, you need to progressively overload. You need to lift heavier weight over time, basically, or do more reps at the same weight over time. You need to basically tell your body to get bigger because you're trying to get stronger and lifting heavier weight over a period of time while you're also getting in enough protein and eating enough calories. So consistency is key. Next question. What is exactly your recovery looks like? Stretch, mobility, ice bath. So for me, recovery, stretching is huge. I stretch before every run, after every run. After my runs, I've been hitting the ice bath. After my lifts, I hit the sauna. I stretch in the sauna. So I stretch like 3 days or 3 times a day. And I also do Normatec boots. And sleep is massive, and protein is huge too. So I try to do at least 1 gram of protein per body weight. So yeah, that's what my recovery looks like every single day. How did you become a fitness influencer? I just started posting fitness content basically. Early on, me and my brothers were big on Vine. If you remember me from Vine, you are a real one. That was like 10 years ago at this point. So yeah, after that was like shirtless dancing videos, so it wasn't really my favorite type of content to be making. But then I just tried to transition and do something that I was passionate about. So I started doing a bunch of fitness content, workout content, sharing my workout routines and my transformation, all that kind of stuff. And then the following just kind of grew, and I kept running with it. Next question. What made you decide to become a pilot instead of a full-time fitness influencer? I always thought about becoming a pilot. One of my best friend's dad was an American Airline captain, and he had a great lifestyle. His quality life was great, made good money, seemed to have a good amount of time off, always went on surf trips with us. So I always thought it would be cool. And I went to college, got my business degree, and then after that I was like not super passionate about anything other than possibly becoming a pilot. So then I started doing that along with doing fitness content and working in that space. And I just wasn't really confident enough to go full blown on being a fitness influencer. I kind of like the balance of having a little bit more security in my pilot job and then also doing the influencing social media marketing on the side. What watch do I use to track my runs? I usually use a Coros. I have the Apex 2 Pro, and then there's also I want the Pace 3, honestly. It's a little smaller, a little lighter, but when I do my ultras, I wear the Apex 2 Pro because the battery life is just absolutely insane. What's your height and weight? I'm pretty much 6 foot tall. I'm like 5'11 and a half, and then I'm 190 pounds. I fluctuate between like 185 and 195. Next question, to lose weight, is it better to run before or after a workout? So to lose weight, just like my answer earlier, gaining weight is being in a caloric surplus. To lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. So you need to be burning more calories than you're taking in every single day. I like to do first whatever I'm prioritizing. So if I want to get better at running, I usually run first in the day, then I'll lift later. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Just get your running every single day, be consistent, be in a caloric deficit, eat healthy, and you will lose weight. How do you meal prep for trips as a crew member? Literally, help, this is so hard. So I personally don't meal prep that much. I do use a meal prep company called Flex Pro, and I love their stuff, but I eat that almost every single day while I'm home. So when I am out and about and traveling and on a trip, I usually just kind of eat what I can. I like to go out, experience new restaurants, and just experience the city when I'm traveling and on a trip. Next question, did you work full-time while in flight school? I always did social media, so I always made some money doing ads and whatnot and brand deals on social media. So I did work, but it wasn't full-time. And if I could suggest, if you're gonna work or not work during flight school, I would just say don't work. Take out a loan, or hopefully, best case scenario, you have enough money to get your flight school done, and just go full blown on flight school, crank it out, get it done as fast as possible. If you try to do both, I was a flight instructor, and I saw when people try to do both, it dragged out their flight training. You're gonna end up flying more hours, you're gonna end up spending more money. You don't wanna do that. So just fly full time, get it done, and get to a spot where you're making money flying as soon as possible. Next question, gym pet peeve. People who don't put their weights away. When you're done with your weights, stack them up, put them away. You know, it's not that hard. So yeah, that's probably my only like real gym pet peeve. Next question, have you ever flown one of those flights with no passengers to repossession planes? Yeah, we do these a good amount actually at the airline I fly for. Repo flights, super fun. It's just you and the captain. Every once in a while a flight attendant, but usually it's just you and the captain, and you fly a plane that's completely empty wherever they basically need you to bring it. So it's pretty cool. The airplane flies obviously a little bit different because it's lighter, so your performance is a lot better. And yeah, you just don't have to deal with boarding or deboarding. Just makes life a little bit easier. Next question, would an international airline interest you flying wide bodies? It does interest me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. The airline I fly for does not have wide bodies, so we don't do that type of international flying. We do some, but not super long wide body flying. So yeah, it does interest me. The money is really good. Sometimes the schedules are really good, but I love my quality of life here in Tampa. So I'm not that eager to jump airlines and switch bases just to go fly wide bodies. So my goal is just kind of quality life. And where I'm at right now, I like my quality of life. Next question, where am I from? So I'm from New Jersey. I was born in New Jersey. I'm Italian. I've never lived in Italy, but obviously grandparents, I guess great-grandparents lived in Italy, and then we've all been in the States. But New Jersey, then I moved to Florida, Melbourne Beach, when I was 8 years old, and then I just moved over here, St. Pete, about a year ago. Next question, was flight school difficult for you? I'm working on my PPL now, and I'm finding it very hard. Yeah, flight school, I mean, anything that's worthwhile is gonna be hard, right? I did enjoy it, so that made it a little bit easier, like being hands-on, learn how to fly. I liked it a lot better than my traditional schooling, like going through high school and college and business school didn't really excite me, but learning how to fly, even the book stuff, even just studying at home was a little more exciting, so it made it a little bit easier. But yeah, there's a lot to learn. It's definitely gonna be hard, but stick with it. Over time, you will retain the knowledge, and I'm sure you could do it. If I did it, you could do it. I'm not the smartest dude in the world, believe me. So don't worry, keep pushing. ask your flight instructor questions, study, meet up with friends, do whatever you have to do, but you can do it. Next question, what was the process like between finishing all your flight hours and getting hired by a company? So pretty much the second I had my hours, I was getting hired by a regional airline. I flew for Endeavor Air. So I applied like around like 1,200 or 1,300 hours. And then the second I had 1,500 hours, I went, interviewed, and got the job offer, and I went. So times are a little bit different right now. They're not hiring as much as they were back then, but it's up and down, and I'm sure they'll be hiring a bunch of people here in the near future again. But yeah, it was pretty good timing. So I got hired right away, right after my 1,500 hours. Next question, do you work part-time as a pilot or full-time? So a lot of people think I'm just like part-time, but I am full-time. I just choose to do a reserve schedule rather than a line schedule. So if you didn't know this, there's two different types of schedules as an airline pilot. You can either be on call, where you usually get like 12 days off a month, and then the rest of the days you're available, but you're probably not gonna fly every single day. Depends on certain things. Then there's the line schedule, where you'll get more guaranteed days off, but you're guaranteed to fly those other days. So I like the reserve schedule. You can make a little bit more money on the line schedule usually, but I like to kind of fly less, be able to do stuff like this, social media, focus on my own brand, and I just enjoy kind of being home and focusing on that and fitness a little more than flying as much as possible. So that's what I choose to do, but yes, I am full-time airline pilot. Next question, how to get better at running? You gotta run. If you wanna get better at running, you gotta run. If you wanna get better at lifting, you gotta lift. And the best things you could do is follow a plan. You gotta figure out what your goal is, whether it's a half marathon, 5K, you need to follow a plan, you need to stay consistent, and you need to get there and run consistently and recover consistently and fuel yourself properly. So I go a little bit more into this in some videos on my Instagram, but that is the gist. Next question, do you get vacations as a pilot? Yes. At my airline, first year you get 1 week of vacation, second year you get 2 weeks of vacation, then fifth year, then you get 3 weeks of vacation. And then you also, like I said, you get 12 days off every single month minimum on a reserve schedule. So, I mean, if you stack your days every single month, you can get like 6 to possibly 12 days off in a row every month. So if you want to do a vacation every month, you kind of can. Next question, is your goal to get to a major airline? It's really just quality of life for me. I like the airline that I fly for my quality of life. It is a little bit of a bummer how much we're getting paid right now compared to the other major airlines like American, Delta, United, but hopefully we'll get a new contract soon and our pay will be a lot closer to what they're making. But no, that's not really my goal. My goal is just quality of life. What was the hardest check ride in your opinion? I would say either instrument or CFI. No, CFI, hands down. To become a certified flight instructor, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to know how to teach somebody. There's just the most amount of information for that check ride. And it makes sense because you're about to be teaching people how to fly. You're about to be getting people their private pilot license. If you're a double I, you're their instrument. They're commercial. If you're an MEI, a multi-engine instructor, they're multi-engine. So it makes sense. But yeah, CFI, hands down, the hardest check ride. Next question. Any plans to become captain? Are you working towards it? I could actually become captain right now, but I would have to change bases. Tampa is super senior on the captain side at the airline I fly for, so it's gonna be a while. I might take captain out of like Miami or Orlando at some point if I wanna upgrade a little bit sooner. But yeah, I'll definitely become captain. I just don't wanna be based in San Juan, Puerto Rico to be captain right now. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on captain, and my quality of life is just getting better as a first officer because once you go to captain, boom, back to the bottom of the list. Right now, my quality of life is getting better and better and better each month because I'm kind of climbing that ladder on the seniority list. Next question, what school did you attend to get your pilot license? If you watch any of my other videos, you'll see I talk about it a lot, but I went to a school called Melbourne Flight Training, and I actually work with them now to help you guys get to a good school. And I also provide you guys with a free discovery flight. So Melbourne Flight Training in Melbourne, Florida. If you want to check it out, you can get a free discovery flight if you're interested in their career airline pilot program. And that's where I did all of my training. All of my training, all of my flight instructing, that is the only place I did any flying from start to finish to the airlines. So if you want to check it out, I got the link in the bio as well, a link in the description. It is a great school. I had a great experience there. Next question. Have you ever dealt with runner's knee, like runner's knee from running? Yeah, for sure. I have had knee pain, I've had shin splints. Running definitely wrecks your body, beats up your body. But I do those things I talked about earlier, the recovery. When I did have knee problems, I did a lot of knee strengthening exercises. There's this guy, Knees Over Toes guy on Instagram, I think it is. He has a bunch of good exercises for knee strength. And then also, don't train really hard in running every single day in terms of trying to run fast every day. Do the 80-20. 80% of your runs nice, slow, easy. 20%, you can get into some speed work. If you try to go out there like I did early on, which is why I had all these injuries, was because I was running too hard every single day. So make sure you're recovering. Next question. What's your workout routine? Any diet tips? You're shredded, dude. First off, thanks, brother. Workout routine, like I said earlier, I run pretty much every morning, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And then later in the day, I usually do a lift, and same thing, I lift 6 days a week. Usually do 3 on, 1 off, 3 on. And that routine is usually an Arnold split or a push-pull leg split. So right now I'm doing the push-pull legs, push, chest, shoulders, triceps, then pull, we're doing back biceps, and then legs, quads, hamstrings, calves. And diet tips, I don't really do anything specific. I just try to hit 1 gram of protein per body weight. So I'm about 190. I usually try to hit around 200 plus grams of protein every single day. And then other than that, I just think of food as fuel. So if I'm gonna go for a run, I'll have some carbs before my run. Very lightly, I'll usually do like coffee, some carbs, a bagel, and then post run, I'll have like 5 eggs and a bagel. And then I'll have 2 meals later in the day for lunch and dinner, usually something like steak rice, chicken rice, something very protein focused with some carbs as well. And then I'll usually do a protein shake after my workout, and then sometimes a Ninja Creamy, like a protein ice cream before bed, just chilling, watching Netflix or something. So I'm not super strict. I'm not counting every single calorie, carb, fat, whatever. Just try to hit my protein and eat relatively healthy and just work out really hard. Next question. What is your daily routine on trips when you can't get to the gym on the road? I stick to my routine. If I'm doing a certain run, that's what's great about running, is I could do it anywhere. And then if I'm hitting a certain lift, maybe I'll have to adjust the weight that I'm doing, but I'm still gonna hit push-pull legs even if I'm on the road. And if I can't hit a gym at all, which is very rare because every hotel has a gym, then I'll just at least do like some push-ups and sit-ups or something. Just get the body moving every day. Next question, how many years ago did you start working out? I pretty much started working out like during high school, but pretty much after high school till now. So 11 years of like consistent training. And my goals the last couple of years have changed a little bit more, focused towards running. 11 years of constant workouts. What's next for any marathon events? So my next event that I wanna do, or personal goal, is a sub 450 mile. I just did a 452. You haven't seen that video, it's in the Austin, Texas trip vid. Super stoked that I did that, but soon, like July time, I want to go sub 450. And then my next marathon event will be New York City. And then after New York City, I'm gonna do Eugene. So 2 marathons on the list. And New York City, I wanna go sub 3. If I don't do sub 3 in New York City, then Eugene, same goal, sub 3. If I get sub 3 at New York City, then maybe I'll have a faster goal for Eugene. All right, next question. Do regional airlines make you sign a contract to stay with them for a certain amount of years? They can, yeah, some of them do. The regional when I signed on with Endeavor, it was like, hey, we're gonna put you through your airline transport pilot training. We're gonna pay for it. And you have to stay here at least 1 year. You have to pay us back. So they could definitely do that, and they can hold you pretty much however long they want. Obviously, you'll know the contract before you sign it, but yeah, they can make you sign a contract like that. And if you leave, you just pay the money back. So it's not a huge deal. Next question. What are your favorite core ab exercises? Hanging leg raises, toes to bar, favorite. And then I usually do just those 2, hanging leg raises and a decline sit up at the end of my workouts almost every single day. Next question. There's a lot of questions. Do you think being a pilot is a stressful job? I do think it's a stressful job for sure. I think the most stressful part about it is just like right now, I'm on call, right? So they can call me, boom. I think I'm just chilling, doing this video, hitting the gym, making some pasta later for Gracie, but that all could change in 2 seconds. If they call me, they're like, hey dude, you're going to Vegas, or you're going to Puerto Rico, or wherever they want to send me. So the lifestyle can be a little bit stressful. Living out of a suitcase can be a little bit stressful. Yeah, I mean, if you're a nervous person in general, you know, you're carrying 200 plus people in the back and you have control of the aircraft. So the thought of that could be a little bit stressful if that's just the kind of person you are, I guess. I don't really think about it like that anymore. So I don't really feel that stressed every day going to work. I just know I signed up for this. I'm used to it at this point, and it just becomes what your life is. But yeah, it definitely can be a stressful job. All right, next question. Would I ever do a triathlon? And what type of triathlon? So I think if I did a triathlon, I would just jump straight to an Ironman. If not a full Ironman, a half Ironman, so 70.3. But yeah, I definitely would. I just want to get better at running first and then move into that. Next question. Do you think not being a CFI and other jobs to build time will hurt being hired by an airline? No, I don't think it'll hurt not being a CFI. I think CFI is what I usually tell people to do because you get your time really fast, but just whatever's gonna get you the time, honestly. Once you get the time, you'll usually get hired by an airline. Next question. Do you recommend taking creatine? Yes, 100%, 5 grams a day. I take creatine every single day. Next question. Any tips for starting a running journey? Follow a plan, get yourself some shoes, and know how to fuel properly. That's the biggest thing. Follow a running plan, know what your goal is. We've already talked about this. Get yourself some good running shoes and get out there. Start slow and short and progressively get faster and further. And a plan will do that for you. Next question. What supplements do you take? All right, some of my favorites right here. Boom. This is my pre-workout stack. Creatine, 5 grams a day. Endo pump, a little more pump during the workout. And then Flight, some caffeine if you need it, which I'm actually gonna, I always feel like I have my watch on, but I don't have my watch on. Anyway, I'm probably gonna lift right after this, and I'm definitely gonna need some caffeine because I'm kind of fading. And then my favorite protein of all time, the Nutter Bar Blast. The flavor is just so damn good. So yes, everything BPN, code JOEYM for a discount on this stuff. I love this brand. I love their products. Nick Bear has absolutely crushed it with BPN, and yeah, I'm proud to be able to promote this company. So if you guys are looking for a good supplement company, this is it. And I also use their endurance products like their Go Gels and their Go Bars and JOEYM Sport and their electrolytes. So yeah, they got everything you need. Next question, what shoes do you wear for running? I use a mixed bag of shoes. I'm looking at them right now. I have some Brooks, I have Hoka's, I have Saucony's, I have Nike's. I use a bunch of different running shoes for different things, slow runs, speed workouts, race day shoes. Pick the running shoe that works best for you. Everyone's stride's different. Everyone has a different favorite running shoe. My favorite could be your least favorite. Next question, how do you know you were a good fit to be a CFI? I feel like I would suck, kind of stuck here. I didn't know. I just had to do it and then see how I was at it. I was super, super nervous. I didn't think I'd be a good CFI, a good teacher, but I ended up enjoying it once I started and seeing the progress of my students and stuff. So give it a try. Next question, in flight school now, better to go to a regional or get an A220, 320 experience, get an Airbus type rating, and if you could skip the regionals, definitely skip the regionals. The Airbus type rating for a low-cost carrier will push you forward to a major if that's your goal. Next question, what do you do on your free time? I do a lot of working out in my free time. I love boating, fishing, hanging out with friends, just being in the sun and traveling. Pretty much all I do on my free time. Next question, what are the pros and cons of being an airline pilot? Biggest pro, free flights. Biggest con, the schedule could be a little bit crazy, but that's also a pro. I'd say sleep schedule is the biggest con of the airline pilot schedule. Next question, how old were you when you joined flight school? I graduated college first, so I was like 24 when I started flight training, and then I hit the airlines when I was 27. Next question, do you think that starting from zero at 35 is too late to start a pilot career? Absolutely not. Even if it took you 4 years, you still have 25 years in the airlines. So that's a great career. So no, 35 is not too old. Next question, best advice for new CFIs? Think about when you were a student and how you can relate to that student, how you can help that student like you wish you would have got helped when you were a brand new student. So relate to your students and just try to help them the best you can. Next question, do I drink? Yes, but very, very rarely, maybe once a month. Next question, have you ever had to do a go around in the A320? Yes, I have. Go arounds do happen, they are pretty rare, but for those that don't know, a go around is when you're coming into land and you basically decide not to land, you stay up in the air, gain some altitude, come back around and then reshoot the approach. This can happen due to weather conditions, another airplane being too close, basically getting too close to the airplane in front of you to where you have to go around, somebody entering the runway when they shouldn't have where you have to go around, or somebody's just taking too long to get off the runway. So yes, I have had to do a go around once in an A320. Next question, how do you like living in Florida? Will you ever move? I absolutely love Florida. I don't think I'll ever move out of Florida. Maybe, but probably not. Next question, do you get motion sickness while flying? If so, how do you deal with it? Actually, I did get motion sickness early on in my flight training and it got better over time. So don't let that deter you. But if it continues to happen, maybe it's just not for you. It should get better over time. Next question, how do you fly with your powder supplements in your carry-on? Yeah, I do, I bring them. Either I'll throw them in a plastic bag or I'll just bring them in my tubs. So yeah, I just bring my supplements with me. How can you pronounce your last name? Muccio. Muccio. Some people say Muccio. It's actually Muccio. It's Italian. Next question. What is your favorite type of commercial plane to fly? I love the Airbus A320, A321. And that is it. Those are all the questions. We just answered a bunch of them. Maybe I'll do another one here in the near future. But that's it. That's the Q&A. I hope that helped you guys get to know me a little bit better. I hope I answered a bunch of your questions. And I'll see you guys on the next video. If you have any more questions, throw them in the comment section. I love responding to as many people as possible. And yeah, if you want any new content, let me know. I'm pumped to continue to do YouTube. We're doing every single Monday, 4 p.m. So with that said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.